Today we're going to talk about a really genius idea, the All-Steinway School concept.
Stick around. Hi, this is Ted with Alamo Music Center in beautiful downtown San Antonio, Texas.
And this is Zach Marr. And here is our Alamo Piano channel where we talk about all things piano related. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, turn your notifications. We'd love to see you here again. I'm filling in for Patrick today. And we're talking about one of the most genius marketing inventions that I've seen in the piano industry in a long time, the All-Steinway School concept. And, you know, it's a little gray, I'm going to say this is all our opinion, and we're going to be speaking from outsiders because we've never put one of these programs together, and I've seen the details before, but I did not refresh my memory prior to making this video. So, again, we're going to say a bunch, but if you have any additional information, I would love to hear from educators or students at All-Steinway Schools about their experience. So, let's talk about it. So, Ted, what can you tell me about the All-Steinway School concept?
I never liked that idea from the beginning. Not because I didn't sell Steinways, because we sold Steinways. What I didn't like about it is I thought, who would want a limited experience education? And usually a school that's going to be all Steinway is not going to be cheap. You're going to be throwing down for some expensive classes, and all you're ever going to get to do is play on a Steinway piano.
And as a pianist, I think
that's limiting.
It's limiting. And it's part of the beauty of the college experience. I think when you go to college or go to university, you're not, I think the attraction is experiencing things you've never experienced before. And you are able to form a preference based on taking a taste of as much as possible in whatever fields you're interested in. And I think the whole All-Steinway School concept really, in a sense, is taking that away from students.
It sounds gorgeous on the outside. It sounds real attractive. It sounds like, sign me up.
Yeah.
Because I want to be playing on nothing but a great Steinway piano. But then when it comes down to it, I'm going to tell you my personal experience. Every All-Steinway school I've been to has non-Steinway pianos in it, in the practice rooms. There's some cheesy uprights. There's some old American uprights. Maybe not now, because they're really getting older American uprights. But for the most part, there's always something substituted in there. Because the idea behind an All-Steinway school means that you're only going to be playing on that one type of piano. And the image, I may be wrong, but when they say it's All-Steinway schools, every piano you practice on will be perfectly beautiful and balanced and excellent. And that's not how you make a piano player. A piano player is made up of one crappy piano at a gig after another, after another, after another, after another. And Art Tatum did not play on All-Steinway
Well,
pianos.
I mean, if you're doing a
no one does.
If you're doing a church gig or you're doing, it's going to be different brands. And every brand and every piano, really, not just brand, but every piano is its own instrument. And you really have to learn to express yourself, I think, to get to the maximum level of playing across different kind of the peculiar.
That's a hard one. If you,
my mouth is dry, but the quirks of each instrument make you a better player
and some manufacturers have their quirks.
Yeah.
Right at the bridges, there's this note's never going to be in tune. Neither is this one, or It's always going to be sluggish. Or sometimes they have that weird damper that's always like all the dampers are here and there's one off to the side.
Right.
It's like up real high. There's always those quirks to it. But what I think is that when you're studying a piece of music, and the best instruction anyone could ever give you, like, Zach, you're going to take down this sonata. Okay, so go home and practice it. And when you get that literature kind of memorized in your head, you don't want to be on the same piano. When you're getting to, it's like, I'm ready to start performing this. You need to be on this piano, this piano, and play it on as many different pianos to ensure one thing. You know the literature in your head. You don't know how it works on the same piano every time, but you know how it comes out of you. And you know, the challenge is, this is a clunk.
Yeah.
And I sat down at this piano and I had to tape down this note and this one, and I had to rig up some kind of damper.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to go, as long as I don't play those two notes.
Yeah.
That, to me, teaches over the course of an education and years of always juggling an instrument. Because how many pianists that graduate, I'm world-class classical pianist, I'm only going to play on All-Steinway perfect pianos from now on. Good luck, bud. Your first gig is going to be a clunk. And they get clunkier. And then, oh, you have your choices of all these grand pianos. They're all crap.
Yeah.
But that's your gig.
That's life.
That's life.
Yeah.
And so I have mixed feelings about All-Steinway School. I think you're kind of signing on for a limited experience.
Well, another weird thing, I think, that it's great. Again, it's a genius marketing ploy.
Oh, brilliant.
I feel
Absolutely.
it appeals to the ego, and I think it appeals in it's prestigious sounding, and it makes sense to me why a school would be enticed by it. But I think there's a couple other things that are odd to me about it. One, there's the Boston and Essex series that are designed by Steinway, but
they don't make those pianos.
They don't make the pianos, and you're really paying a pretty big markup for a piano made by Pearl River and Kauai, and you're basically paying for some tweaks to a design, but you're paying a big markup because you're paying for prestige, you're paying for luxury. And in these schools, in the practice rooms, you don't see, 1045s, and you don't see a whole bunch of Steinway uprights in every room. You also don't see any products with technology, which that's not Steinway's forte. It has, again, in my opinion, they haven't done a lot with silent systems or with transacoustic or
They put players
ATX.
in them.
They do.
They have a third party outsource.
The-
provides that for them.
Is the Spirio
The
third?
Spirio, I believe it is.
Again, don't.
Maybe I'm wrong.
The Spirio system is pretty amazing. I've seen it, but they only make it on their grand pianos. A few of and they're super expensive. So a big part of pianos today is hybrids and technology. And again, by making this kind of like absolute commitment as a university, I don't understand it, because so much of what's done and so much of what it means to be a musician today is to
Piano labs, creative labs, audio labs, all the different things. And the last time Steinway did something, a technological advancement to their piano design, they changed the caster on the Model B.
I mean,
And that was 28 some odd years ago. It's been a long time.
And I feel like Steinway's messaging in a lot of ways.
Get with it.
Well, no. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's kind of and Martin guitars, you can say that, but there's Taylor guitars, and guitarists love to have a Martin, a Taylor, a Gibson. Pianist, I think a well-rounded pianist appreciates a good Kauai, appreciates a good Yamaha, appreciates a good Bosendorfer, appreciates a good Steinway. And I think why the All-Steinway School runs so counter to the higher ed, to the mission of a university and to education. I think it's
selling the luxuriousness of that piano in an educational system.
what doesn't make any
Don't worry, Zach. You're going to be on a great piano when you practice at school.
Yeah.
That's what it's doing. It's making you buy into that.
Well, and the other messaging I've heard is that, you're going to attract more students. Students are going to come to you because of this. Students don't go to a university because of the pianos they have. They go for the professors. They go for the education. They're attracted to the prestige of. I don't think these professors and the community is giving themselves enough credit for how much they do attract great players. It's not about the instruments they're teaching on it. It's about the pedigree of the institution and the folks there that are masters in their craft. And I feel bad because I feel like it's, again, a genius marketing ploy, but they convince these schools that what makes them great is the instrument, which really is not the truth. And I'm making this video to open up the conversation, because I would love to know from a school that's an All-Steinway school or a student from an All-Steinway school, what is the actual benefit that after you guys have made that decision, or school, was there a benefit? And I may be totally misjudging this, but I do think that it needs to be talked about, and I think it would be helpful to hear from the broader piano community.
One of the comments you made, I think, is part of how this brilliant marketing idea that Steinway had come out is like, not only are your students going to have great pianos, but your enrollment is going to go up because the pianos are here. And that is Steinway adding a feature and a benefit to the school program is it really there or not? But the observation is, I'd like to go there. They got good pianos.
Yeah.
And that's simple, brilliant selling.
Yeah.
But does it really make brilliant pianists in the long run?
Yeah.
I mean, Has Lung always played on Steinway pianos, even when he was a little kid, his whole education?
Yeah.
Has he been a Steinway? I know he's a Steinway only artist,
Yeah.
but I've seen him play other pianos. He plays what's available, okay? But at the same time, I don't think he, brags a whole lot about the other pianos. He doesn't really brag a whole lot about the Steinways. He's just seen playing them.
Well, it's funny because, and this is another thing I want to bring up. And again, this is all our experience and our opinions. We're not saying we're objectively right in this, but my experience also in talking to educators and talking to people that are in All-Steinway schools, there's a fear that if they went a different direction, they would lose credibility or they would lose prestige. Even with All-Steinway artists, we had one come through and play on, I think, a Shiguru in an event, and they were like, please don't make a big deal out of this because they didn't want to lose this
relationship with Steinway.
Yeah, and I think that's a shame. I mean, I think that's so against the ethos of music and the community. I mean, it's not. I think Steinway makes a great instrument. I think they have a great legacy, but is it necessary to intimidate? I get a sense of fear and intimidation from both artists that I've dealt with and schools. They're like, we don't want to upset them. I'm like, I feel like you're the reason pianos are made. If there wasn't great players,
right.
If there wasn't institutes of higher learning, and if you weren't teaching people how to play music, there would be no piano manufacturers. And I just feel like it's inverted, and my message really, if I had a takeaway, is like, if you're an educator or if you're a great pianist, don't let it get turned around. The piano community of manufacturing and retailers, we're here to serve you, not the other way around. You're not you don't owe us anything, and you don't owe manufacturers anything. And let's get the conversation right, because I really feel that it's not a healthy dynamic when it's inverted.
I can tell you why. I think some of those schools, and especially individual players and teachers that consider themselves Steinway artists, we talked about this out in California, and I mentioned something that no one ever really thought of. And it's this, and Steinway has this going for them that no other piano manufacturer in the world does. Yeah, they're the best known, they're the best marketed, whatever you want to call it, and yeah, they're in a luxury item. But there is one thing that is a heritage and a legacy of Steinway, is that they peaked in their piano manufacturing right around the time in the late teens and the 20s when radio and recording was in its infancy and it took off. And because New York was the primary spot for recording and radio, every studio had a Steinway piano. To this day, the most recorded piano on vinyl, broadcast over the air through history of time, is Steinway & Sons. For that one particular reason, almost every album you pick up from the 50s, 60s, and 70s, if it's classical or jazz, more than 60 to 70% of those instruments are going to be Steinways. It is the most heard piano in the world, and it always has been for the last 100 years. That's impossible to beat. That's why people we don't want to upset Steinway, because they want to be a part of that.
And that's good. And I think if I had a message for Steinway, it would be embrace your history and sell off of that.
Let your artists go and play other instruments. It's only going to help you in the long run.
Yeah, I feel like the piano community, and this is one of our things, is we really want to excite the next generation of people about the acoustic piano and digital pianos and pianos in general. But honestly, the pie is, let's expand the pie. Let's expand the number of players. Let's not get catty and reductive in our thinking. It's about, how do we get more people excited about playing piano? How do we push piano manufacturing? How do we build the future of piano? And that is a collaboration and a dialogue between pianists, educators, piano manufacturers, piano retailers, that, anytime an industry is fighting amongst itself, it's not appealing. And we wanted to make this video, again, it was kind of a rant, kind of a conversation, but we just wanted to bring it up. And again, if we are not understanding it, the whole Steinway School concept, I would love to understand it, but I've yet to see it work in a way that is beneficial for the students. I think that's primary always. That's the mission of a university, is to educate your students. I have a hard time understanding that. And I also don't see how I don't think the schools get a lot out of it either. And I
think
could
they get
be,
a lot of pianos. That's what I was going to say. You get more pianos.
they spend more.
They spend more money, so you get less.
I don't know. There's a ego boost, but is there anything of real value? And that's my question. I don't have the answer. I would love to hear. I think the people that would have the answer are educators in these schools and students that have attended these schools. So please write something below. Would love to continue the dialogue. And if you didn't, again, hit the subscribe button, turn your notifications. Would love to see you here again. We'd also love to hear from you. Send us an email, visit us at alamomusic.com. We can chat further or give us a call. And
correct me where I'm wrong.
Yeah, correct.
That part I like.
It's just, we love to talk about piano. So this is kind of a fun topic. Again, thanks for watching. And until next time, any sign-off words?
Just keep watching the videos. We've got more content coming, and keep practicing. And do stay in touch. I have some videos that are coming up that are made by comments. There's 3 videos I have lined up that come from comments.
Yes, leave a comment below if you'd like to see us touch on another topic. And until next time.
We'll see you then.